All right, we are now live and recording. So welcome you guys to the P2S training webinar this morning. Again, it is 9 a.m. California time, noon if you are on the East Coast. It would be 5 p.m., I think, over in the United Kingdom. See, I think France is 9 hours from here. That would make them about 6 o'clock. Around 6 o'clock of their time. It'd be 9 p.m. in Madagascar or Reunion. Again, I know we are a global company now, 40-plus countries growing every day. To try to represent some of the different regions of the world. But again, this morning we're going to make a couple more announcements. We'll have another probably series of announcements next week. There'll be probably more announcements 2 weeks after that. So there will be a series of announcements coming out from the company. And then, of course, we're going to deep dive into some of the blockbuster announcements we made just last week. The company made just absolutely colossal announcements. I want to make sure everybody kind of fully, truly, comprehends the magnitude of what we talked about. Now, up to this point, we've built our company, first and foremost, off our net rates to kind of give you guys an evolution of the last couple of years of P2S travel. Now, we have these unbelievable rates, and that's what's created the excitement that got our company started. Well, along the way, we decided to launch a Dreamcation program. And I'll never forget when we first launched that program. The company said, hey, for every dollar you spend, we are going to give you $1 towards some kind of a Dreamcation. So for every dollar you spend, you get one travel point. Now, where can we use those travel points? Well, at first, we don't have anything yet, but we will. Stay tuned. And then eventually the company gave us 4 locations. And, I mean, we were doing backflips and cartwheels, and there's 4 places you can go, and every dollar you spend gets you a point. This is amazing. And then eventually we had 12 places. And then eventually the company said, you know what? For every dollar you spend, you're going to get 2 points toward a Dreamcation. And eventually then the company said, hey, you know what? We have 2,000 places you can go. But, of course, back then, even when you applied the points, the trips were still hundreds of dollars. Well, then the company said, you know what? For every dollar you spend, you get 2 points. We got 2,000 places, and you can now go for this much lower price. You can go to a one-bedroom for like $39. Well, then the company came along and said, hey, for every dollar you spend, you get 2 travel points, and you got 2,000 places, and you can now also have that one bedroom for $1 per night. And so there's been this evolution of the company constantly making things better. What you see on the screen now is the next evolution. And it's what we call We Trips. And so when you look at the Dreamcations, we have 2 different types of Dreamcations. We have what we call I-Trips. These are the Dreamcations that you guys have been referring to, the 2,000 resorts you can go to, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom studio. You can go to the studios for, as little as $0.00. You just pay the $49 tax and fee. But we now have the We Trip. And the We Trip is where we all go to the same resort at the exact same time. And so if you can just imagine people from around the world all deciding to go to the same place, same time, it creates this magical, euphoric vacation kind of experience. As you get to, number one, meet people from around the world, meet people of different languages, meet people that are all part of the same company. We're all, bird of a feather flock together, people of the same mindset as you. And when you get a bunch of like-minded people together at the same resort at the same time, it creates this magical, euphoric, bonding experience, right, as you guys get to meet and party and have fun and learn from each other, and we do the trainings. Well, further, there's also what we call the degree of magnitude here, meaning that if you go to a resort by yourself, well, it's just you and your family. And, of course, you're important to the resort, but you're one of many, many guests. When we all go together, we show up, and there's 100, 200, 500 of us as we build these. Suddenly, wow, P2S is in the house. It's a totally different story. We can arrange all of those extra perks. We can get all of those extras. And so there's a series of We Trips the company announced for the upcoming year. In fact, there's 7 different ones. And, of course, the company gave us the rundown of how that works. They're going to be putting the list out there. You're going to be able to put a deposit down. That's how you secure your spot at a We Trip. It's a $125 non-refundable deposit. And you can now apply your points toward these We Trips. So before, when you had the points, they were only good for what you used to call Dreamcations. We're now going to call an I-Trip, because that's just where you and your family go by yourself. But you can now apply your points toward what we call the We Trip, because we're all going to go together on that particular experience. And so, again, this is something brand new from the company. And they're at the very bottom. The company announced last week, because we did this formula, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but it's on the screen. We announced last week that not only can you apply the points toward WeTrips and iTrips, but we also announced last week that you can use your points now immediately, where before you had to wait 12 months to use your points. And then the company said, you know what, you only have to wait 6 months to use your points. And I can't even begin to stress how big of an announcement that was, because there's nobody in the entire industry that lets you use your points after 6 months. It doesn't exist. I mean, everyone out there is 12 months plus. Some people, you got to be there 2 or 3 years before you can use all of your points. Some say, hey, in 12 months, okay, now you can use your points. And there's nobody who says in 6 months you can use your points. And the company then came back and made another announcement and said, you know what? You can now use your points immediately. The very day you join our company, you can use your points immediately. Well, that obviously changed the formula a little bit because we're letting you use the points immediately. We then cut the retail price in half. We're going to talk about that in the next slide, but we took the retail price from the $9.99 to the $4.99. And, of course, that changed the formula a little bit where then the company said, look, you know what? Every point you use is now worth 45 cents. Well, as we get into the trip here, because we have it here at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to bring Mr. Hart on to talk about one of the first announcements of the day, that points are no longer worth 45 cents per point. In fact, the company has increased that. And this is one of a series of little announcements that are going to come. But I'm also going to let you talk about the two-tier pricing system and just kind of get some commentary to the 7 different WeTrips we're all about to go experience together. So, Mr. David Hart, we have you here. And since we have that first one there at the very bottom of the screen, I thought I would let you address that because that's not a little thing.
It may look like a little thing, but of course it's a lot bigger than what you might think because it allows you to have a deeper discount, allows you to spread those points out further and maximize the Dreamcation platform. So, it's we're always looking at, hey, how can we want to let our partners, our customers, be able to experience more for less. And so, as we went through and did more analytics, we decided to raise that to 50 cents. So, and that's just the start of it. I mean, obviously the travel points are going to be able to be used on the WeTrip as well. And with those 7 WeTrips that we got coming, that's going to be pretty exciting. So, just when you think about the product that we have and the simplicity of explaining what we have. I mean, everybody wants to travel. It's a coveted dream around the world. Our Dreamcation platform is incredible. I was looking at Dreamcations the other day, a couple of days ago, and I posted it on Facebook, and it was about going to Punta Cana and staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, which is a 4.5-star resort. And as a platinum member, you could go stay there for 7 nights and 8 days, points applied for $0 per day. Guys, this is a phenomenal program. This platform is incredible. And you've got something here that it's easy to talk about. It's easy to share with people. And then with the combination of the WeTrips that we have coming in place, we've got a plethora of ways for people to go out and experience more out of life through travel. Todd, with that, I'll throw it back to you. I see you've hopped on the other slide. I'll let you take.
Yeah, so
I'll bounce the comment.
Yeah, so the very first WeTrip we're going to go on is in Tenerife. That's going to be June 4th through the 7th. You see we have a 2-tier pricing system here, so you can use all of those points that are accumulating, right? So when you join the company, for every $1 you spend, you get 1 point on that initial membership payment. But on all of your ongoing monthly payments, this is, the real meat of the program, right? As you make the payment month after month after month after month, and when you're with us year after year and decade after decade, right? Every payment moving forward, you're getting 2 points for every $1 you spend. Well, now those points are no longer worth 45 cents per point. They're now worth 50 cents per point. And remember, we cut the retail price in half. So it's, it's the same thing as it was before. Don't get, the formula is exactly the same as before, but it does mean you can get 2 to 3 vacations per year if you're a platinum customer. And you can take those same points and apply it not just toward what we now call an iTrip, which all of you used to call a Dreamcation. You can now apply that toward a WeTrip. And so you can apply those points, and this is for you and your significant other, whether you call that your husband, your wife, your spouse, your honey boo, your boo, your whatever name you use, right? this is for two people. You can go there as a platinum for $199. That's our tier 1 pricing, or you can go there for $299 if you are if you're a titanium or our new basic membership. Now, by the way, the retail value on this is $525. But realize there's over $500 in perks. We start talking early check-in, late checkout. When you start talking about the party we're going to have in the lobby the second you walk through the door, the party by the pool, the training we're going to do, the recognition dinner we're going to do, all of the different things when we go to the all-inclusives with the excursions or the spa discounts, right? Because we're going there as a massive group. There's all these extra bevies that we get to negotiate as a company because we are there as a big group. And so it curates this very unique experience that you just cannot buy if you just go to the resort itself. I mean, if you and your family go to the resort itself, it's fun, it's cool, but it's different when you're going there, with 100, 200, 500 like-minded people. Now it's a raging party, right? Now there's all these like planned activities. There's this, there's that, there's the early check-in. You're part of the same company. Again, with technology today. Even with you speaking different languages, you just, talking to your phone in one language and it'll spit it out in any language you want. And next thing you know, you're going back and forth having conversations with people that speak different languages. And then you're becoming friends with them on Facebook and WhatsApp. And of course, you can obviously send a message and just click on translate. You're going back and forth. And as you go back home after having this just unbelievable, euphoric, magical experience where people are dancing in the streets and high-fiving and at the swim-up bar, all the selfies, and you're posting this on your social media. Again, we did a WeTrip this past fall, and I can't even begin to tell you how the massive number of signups that happened while we were on the trip, the massive number of signups that happened when we got back from the trip. Countless people like, oh my gosh, this looks absolutely incredible. That looks amazing. I want to be on the next one. They don't know the price. They don't know anything about joining the company. They don't know anything about the compensation program. They just know it looks so unbelievable. They know they want to be on the next one. They don't want to miss out. And we're going to have a film crew at these to video the experience. And, of course, those videos from these amazing WeTrips will then become the marketing videos that you're going to go show and be able to show anyone and everyone. They're like, oh, my gosh, I want to be there. I don't even know the price. I don't know anything about the pay plan. I just know I don't want to miss out. And, of course, the great thing is if you're here at the first one, you're going to be on the video, most likely. And so, again, it's June 4th through the 7th. We have our two-tier pricing. We have another one. This is the Punta Cana over in the Dominican Republic. That's the Caribbean. This is an all-inclusive resort, July 14th through the 18th. Again, you got the 4-hour training, party by the pool. Here's the special excursions, spa discounts. This includes two people. And so when you look at the retail price of $949, that's just if you want to go there by yourself. That does not include all of the extras and extra bevies we're putting in there. And so when you're going there for $499 for two people, this is clearly, you're probably saving $1,000-something when you add up all of the extra bevies that we throw in here. So that's the tier 1 pricing. Then we have the tier 2 pricing for the platinums and the basics. We have the junior suites that you can get into. And so you're actually going to do a junior suite as a platinum. Again, this is for two people. All the food, all the alcohol, all the sunshine. Everything is included. And you're going there, again, July 14th to the 18th at a suite for $599 when you cash in your points. So, again, we're going to be doing these all around the world. There's 7 different ones this year. Here's the Grand Palladium in Cancun. We actually went here this past year. I can tell you this was absolutely out of this world. Again, the junior suite here. I saw the junior suite. There was downstairs, upstairs, out of the world. It was incredible. So here's the one we're going to be doing in Spain, date to be determined. Here's more from Colombia, Mauritius, Las Vegas, Nevada. And so there's 7 different ones this year. And we have people right now, I can tell you, like Danny Seglinal. He's going to go from one resort to the next resort to the next resort, from one WeTrip to the next WeTrip to the next WeTrip. And he's simply going to pull out his phone. And, hey, I was in Mauritius last week. We're in Vegas this week. We were in the Dominican Republic, the time before. And as you go from one WeTrip to the next, you're going to begin to like people, when they see the life that you're leading. And this is a lifestyle. It's not just a travel company where I want to go on Expedia and save a couple dollars on a hotel, right? We can obviously help people save big-time money when they book with our net rates. We can help people travel for free with our hotel site, earn free travel as you share that. We show people how to go to some of the nicest resorts in the world for as little as $0 if you get a studio. You can go there for 7 nights, 8 days with a 1-bedroom, full kitchen, living room for $1 per night. And we are now expanding that experience where we're actually creating experiences, unbelievable experiences with the group travel. And I can't even begin to, I lack the vocabulary to describe how huge the We Trips are going to be, how that's going to build the culture, that's going to build the glue, that's going to build the bonds, that's going to create this experience you just can't get anywhere else, where people, when they're done with a We Trip, they are literally counting down to the next We Trip. They're now communicating with people around the world. Hey, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I can't wait to see the next one. Are you going? I mean, they're literally, it's the thing they're looking forward to, just like when you were a kid looking forward to Christmas. So it's going to be absolutely huge. So going to be a lot of fun. Here, we're talking about the Dreamcation program. I kind of mentioned this earlier, that again, when we first got started with this program, nobody lets you use your points after, you had to wait 12 months. So when we said you can use your points in 6 months, I mean, that was historic. That was like nobody in the industry does what we do. You can use your points after 6 months. That was huge. Well, then the company came along and just said last week, you know what, you can use your points immediately. So everyone else makes you wait 12 months. There's companies out there where you have to wait 2 to 3 years to be fully vested on your points. We say you can have all of your points day one. Not only that, we cut the retail price from $9.99 to $4.99. So what does that mean? It means that somebody who joins our company today, for every dollar you spend on the membership, you're getting 1 travel point. That's on the initial payment. And then, of course, it starts doubling every month thereafter. So imagine 2 or 3 months from now, your points have been doubling plus your initial membership. The retail price is only $4.99. I was doing a webinar with Samantha Gallagher a couple of days ago, and she did the math right there on the webinar. She goes, my gosh, I mean, people can go on an unbelievable vacation for virtually nothing, in 2 months in. They don't have to wait the full, 6 months, right? So, again, we've got incredible value for consumers in a way that no one else out there is doing. And so that's what kind of changed our formula. We made the points available immediately. We cut the retail price in half, and that's why we had to recalibrate the points, because this was never designed to give you 4 vacations per year. But then the company came along and said, hey, to have the same 2 vacations you've always had, it's 45 cents per point. And as you heard this morning, Mr. Hart just bumped that up and made it 50 cents. And he did that because obviously that's going to be applicable as you start looking at going on We Trips, Dreamcation. Some of you are going to get to go on 3 trips per year. And so, again, just kind of shows his heart and, where we're going as a company, the fact that we keep making the product better, better, better. I once heard a gentleman say, and it's 100% true, that the definition of a perfect company is a company who pays you on time, every time. And since this company existed starting back in the year 2013, everyone's gotten paid every Friday, on time, every time. There's never been a reason, never been a story, not even for a single second, why your compensation's late. And anyone that's been here for even a moment knows that to be true. Now, there's not one person around the world that says, hey, David Hart didn't pay me on time. That statement does not exist. So you get paid on time every time. So a perfect company is a company who pays you on time every time, and they keep getting better. They keep striving forward. And obviously, if you look at the totality of the announcements last week, not to mention the fact they just bumped it from 45 to 50 cents. I mean, this whole thing was always about getting 2 vacations per year. Actually, by the way, it's not true. Initially, it was just 1 point for every dollar. It was about getting 1 vacation. Then they made it 2 vacations. And then they said you could use your points after 6 months. That was historic. Now you can use your points immediately. Then they kept the retail price in half. And now they just bumped it from 45 cents to 50 cents. So, Mr. Hart, obviously, I want to say thank you. Our product is absolutely amazing. And so as we kind of talk about the We Trips, which I just kind of finished up here, talking about the points being available immediately, bumping that up to 50 cents, obviously cutting the retail price in half. Again, striving to always make the product better, better, better. I know you're just getting started, but some of your thoughts for everyone that's joined us.
Well, let me just share that these enhancements are monumental in what we've done here. When you look at the just changing and allowing customers or partners to use their points immediately. There's a lot of people that get started in our business or want to be a customer, and now it's like, hey, you know what? I sign up in May, in July, I want to go book a dreamcation. I want to go on a wee trip. Well, you don't have to wait 6 months. You can access our platform immediately. And so that's just another tool in your tool chest to go out and use to market with people about the opportunity. And of course, I believe we've got so much value in our platform. Even our net travel site, being able to book off our net travel site is a tremendous value. Sometimes I think because people don't fully understand all the value we have here at P2S, and of course it's always our job to get out in the marketplace and share that value. Our business is not just travel points and dreamcations and wee trips. It's the net travel rates. It is the discounts that you receive. It's the shopping network. It's it's the experience. It's the hotel site, being able to go out and market and use the hotel site. It's the have your online business in the largest industry in the world. I mean, guys, this is a complete package. I was sharing with a group the other day out of the Dominican Republic about all the value that we have here at P2S Travel, and that you can't you can't quantify it, because we actually have it priced so affordable that anybody can participate. I mean, what would it cost to go out and create your own hotel site website to be in business? What would it cost to be able to, go stay at a place like Punta Cana, the Hard Rock Resort? Tremendous value. You got to understand what you have your hands on here, and when you're sharing with people, you're giving them something. You're giving them the ability to access a portal to go have a life experience. That's what you're doing. You're giving them the ability to go change their lives in a different way. I was reading an article in Forbes the other day that said that millennials would prefer to go travel and have a life experience than live in a big house, drive a fancy car, put a gold watch on their wrist. And so we are appealing to masses of people with our product. And of course, these, like I said, this is a monumental enhancements to our plan. Points can be used right away, the lowering of the retail price so that we're mega competitive in the marketplace. And you know what? Those that see what we have and go out and seize the moment are going to impact their lives financially in a way that they don't even understand over the next 24 months. It's going to be fun. One of the great things, Todd, as you articulate the re-trips and the dreamcations, that if you're in our business and you're a partner in our business, and if you're doing the social media, if you're going to a training, guys, guess what? You get to write a percentage of that off, that travel off, that life experience. Going to that resort is now tax deductible. So it's a win-win on all levels. Todd, with that, I see the compliance screen. I'll let you go back to the compliance screen and throw it back to you.
Well, by the way, and speaking of compliance, even before we, I want to talk about our product, because, a big part of what the company has done here, even if we talk about the product, is the company has taken what we call the regulatory high ground, meaning that, they said, hey, you can do it this way, this way, this way. But there are companies out there that you have to be there 2 to 3 years to get access to all of your points before they fully vest. There's another company out there that's, kind of been the gold standard. You got to wait 12 months. We were already better than everybody when we were 6 months. But when we said, you know what, your points are available immediately, when we cut the retail price in half. I mean, again, when you're bringing this kind of value to consumers, you are the gold standard. There's no one else out there that does what you do. There's unequivocal value. We went through our product recently and actually demonstrated, the hotel site alone, you can pay for the entire membership, a platinum membership, just with the hotel site alone. I mean, just earning free travel by sharing, the free site, helping people save money on travel. You get paid 20% in free travel. I mean, just from that aspect, not even the commissions, not even the comp plan, just from the free travel perk, you pay for an entire membership. When you do the net rates, I mean, 3 trips easily could pay for the entire membership, just getting net rates as compared to the normal prices Expedia charges. When you do the Dreamcation and you get 2 to 3 a year, it pays for the entire membership and then some. You're saving way more than you would spend by being a member. And then you add in the Wii trips and the points are available immediately. We cut the retail price in half. Again, This is all about taking the regulatory high ground. It's all about having a product that's so valuable, nobody could ever question it. And just to kind of second what you said a moment ago, Mr. Hart, is that, the millennials would rather have a trip. Well, my wife and I are living proof of that. We have 3 girls. Our girls are 34, 31, and the youngest is now 26, getting ready to turn 27. And it started last year. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm in the travel business. But last year they said, we don't want Christmas, we want a trip. we don't want anything below the tree, right? We just want a trip. And so last year we went and rented a beach house. And this year, guess what? We don't want anything below the tree. We don't want stuff. We got too much stuff. We want an experience. We want another vacation. And so they want another trip this year. Again, irrelevant to the fact that, I'm in the travel business. They could care less what Papa does for a living, right? Hey, we want a trip. That's what they actually want for Christmas. And so, again, that's all part of that new millennial that we were tapping into. People already love to travel. But obviously the next big wave of millennials, they're looking for experiences, and we create that experience with the WeTrip. So not only do we take the regulatory high ground with our product, but here's another compliance mechanism we announced last week, and that was our distributor kit. Now, this has obviously advantage, disadvantage, meaning some people say, oh, okay, distributor kit, that makes us compliant. How? Because we separate customer activities from being a distributor activities. We separate customer activities from being a partner activities. Those are 2 separate functions, and this is what the regulators want. Here in the United States, they like to see it, but they're not that picky. In Europe and other parts of the world, not. We want to see that definitive. And, of course, the company took the regulatory high ground. We do it exactly verbatim how they want. Now, when I say advantage, disadvantage, on one hand, you might say, well, it's a disadvantage because I got to pay $49 to become a distributor. But it's also an advantage. I only got to pay $49 to become a distributor, meaning for $49.95, I am now a partner in the company. There is no product purchase required. That's part of the legal definition. This is the regulatory high ground. This is the way that companies should, in fact, be doing it, right? And so we took the regulatory high ground. I can go out there. I can retail the products and services. I can go all the way to the very top of the pay plan, never having to purchase the company's product. Now, is that realistic? No, because it's pretty tough to sell something you've never purchased, right? It's pretty tough to go to people and say, hey, you got to buy this new travel membership. Well, which one did you get? Well, I didn't, but I think you should. No. People are not going to go see a movie you've never seen. If you're out there, yeah, you got to go see the new Star Wars. Did you see it? No, but I think you should. They might go see it, but not because of your recommendation, right? Because of someone else's recommendation. They're going to get signed up with somebody else. And so, again, it's really, really tough to sell something you've never bought. You got to be a product of the product. It's monkey see, monkey do. The single greatest marketing you're ever going to do in your business is when you're a customer and you're on a WeTrip or on a Dreamcation, on a net rate, on a free trip incentive, whatever it might be, and you're out there and taking the picture, right? A picture's worth 1,000 words. You living the lifestyle is what's really going to sell people. However, I'll digress for a second. From a compliance mechanism, can people join for $49? Yes. Can they sell our products and services to make money? Yes. Can they go all the way to the very top? Yes. Is there a product purchase required? No. And that makes us the most regulatory correct company in the industry today. There are behemoths companies out there that do not do it like this. We are doing it to the letter of the law. This is exactly what everyone wants to see. And that means that the company's serious about being here for decades to come. You don't have to jump through these kind of hoops and make everything. You don't have to do the kind of things that we're doing if you're more of a short term. I will be around 10 years. That's what this is a company saying we want to be around for decades and decades to come. Now, PSV is now CSV. A little change in terminology here. So before we used to call it personal sales volume. We now call it customer sales volume. The CSV qualifications are raised by 45 because we now allow your own personal purchase to count toward your, what we used to call PSV. We now call it CSV. So let me say that in English. Before, if I signed up into P2S, it's my first day, right? And I buy a platinum package, which my wife and I did. Well, before we bought that platinum package, we didn't get any credit for our own purchase. And that didn't count toward the qualifications in the compensation program. And so although we were customers, we didn't get any credit for our own. Now we do. So the company raised the CSV requirement by 45, but they now allow you to count your own purchase toward the CSV qualification. Well, they only raised it by 45. If I'm on a platinum, that means, wow, I dropped $35 to the good. I mean, I actually got an advantage now. I'm 35, PSV, we used to call it, now CSV, right? So where I'm 35 CSV closer to my next qualification because of this little subtle change. And so if you're a platinum, it's huge. If you're a titanium, it's a push, meaning it's the exact same thing. And, of course, then we have our new basic membership. And the reason we put this in is because of what I mentioned a moment ago. People can, in fact, come to our company. They can join for $49. They don't have to purchase the product, right? However, if they don't, they're going to have to go out there and sell one extra person, so where you can go, join the company, buy a platinum membership, go out, sell 3 other platinum memberships, and, you're fantastic, right? Well, if someone comes for $49.95, they're going to have to sell 4, not 3. And so it's a little bit of a nudge that you should be a product of the product, because that's the way to actually succeed. We don't require it. I mean, again, you can do it the other way. Good luck. Tough to sell something you never bought. But, again, from a legal definition, we are on the regulatory high ground. And so here's just another example of what I referred to a moment ago. So you come on board. The moment you buy a platinum, you have 80 CSV. If you were to sponsor Joe, he buys a titanium. That's another 45 CSV. If you then sponsor Mary, she buys a platinum. That's another 80 CSV. And then you sponsor Bill. He buys our brand new basic membership. That's 25 CSV. You sponsor Susie. She buys a platinum. And so that all adds up to 310 CSV. So, again, you get to now count your own purchase toward that requirement. Here's our new basic membership. Again, you can purchase this membership for $79.95, and then it's only $39.95 per month. Again, this is the company taking lemons, making lemonade. So, obviously, from a legal high ground, which the company took, which all of you can appreciate, want to be here for decades to come, and we are, the exemplary example of how you're supposed to do it, from a compliance mechanism. Of course, some people might say, yeah, but Todd, if they buy the product, and before they could join the company for $129, but now it's more money to join the company. Not true, because Mr. David Hart announced a brand new membership. So you can join the company and become a distributor for $49.95. You can buy the basic membership for $79.95, and guess what? Yeah, I'm joining the company for $129, just like I was before. So the price to enter is exactly the same as it was before. However, the monthly is now lower, and I can't even begin to quantify how huge that is, because around the world, not everyone has the same economy we have here in the United States, or that they have in France or the United Kingdom or Germany. And, we're obviously very, very blessed to live in these, the G20 type countries. But there are hundreds of countries that we're going to be going into where, they don't have the same economy we do. And we've just now made it that much more affordable for those people to stick their toe in the water and say, hey, what's this P2S magical experience all about? I want to go try one of these weed trips. I want to go dance in the streets and experience this whole thing. I want to book it the net rates. And so, again, we have that membership. It's $79 to start the membership. It's only $39 per month. Again, that makes it affordable for people around the world. It carries 25 BV. You're going to have countless people signing up from around the world. All those 25 BV are going to be flowing up, helping you rank advance and make money. This is an introductory membership, by the way. So this is something that we introduce people to our company. You can start here, but you can never go back here. And so for anyone that's already in the company, well, you can never try this membership because you can never go backwards, right? So you cannot downgrade to this membership. You can only upgrade from this membership. It's an introductory type offer. So, Mr. Hart, I know we have you on here. Any comments you want to bring up about the brand new basic membership and or our $49 distributor kit?
Okay. I think that one of the things that I'll share with you guys is that, the cost of bread has gone up. The cost of life continues to rise. And we haven't had any increases in our model in 3+ years. When I think about the $49.95, first and foremost, we did it from a compliance standpoint. But then on top of that, $49.95 is not a lot of money to spend. You guys can't tell, by the way, I've got a little bit of a sore throat today, so I apologize for that. But that's not a lot of money to spend to get started in business today, and it's a mechanism that keeps us compliant. We give you so much for that. So, and of course, here we're building this company long term. We've been in business now 7 years, and we're going to be in business for, decades to come. So if you guys go out and build your organizations and create that residual income and provide leadership and develop leadership in your group, we want your opportunity and your income to continue to manifest through decades. And so I hope you can appreciate what we've done here in terms of being compliant in multiple countries and have the separation from customer to partnership. So, and like Todd said earlier, a lot of companies choose not to do that, but it's not the right decision. It's not the right thing to do in business. And so we want to do the right things, and our motive behind it is in the right place for you guys long term. Our basic membership just allows people in third world countries or for people to, get started and get their toes in the water, in our company, and then they can upgrade if they choose to in our business, or they can go all the way to the top of the compensation plan as a basic membership. So it's just, listen, we're throwing out the 3 different options, whether it be platinum, titanium, or basic. We're able to cast a bigger net and capture more people, give you a better opportunity here to do so. So and I see the slide on the screen, Todd, here with the qualified partner, the new rank qualified partner 1. I'll let you roll through that as well. Take back over.
Yeah, and so, obviously we have the brand new basic membership. And so I think a lot of you guys know that we've had this scenario where, hey, if I buy a platinum and if I happen to go out and sell 3 people a platinum membership, I'm now earning more than I'm spending. If I buy titanium and I sell 3 titanium memberships, I'm earning more than I'm spending. Well, what if I buy a basic? Well, we obviously created a brand new position. You can only receive this compensation if you are a basic member. So if you bought a basic membership, you can go out there and sell 4. Notice I didn't say 3. You got to sell 4. If you sell 4, you're now earning more than you're spending. So there's a way for the basic members to get to that break-even point. Now, the reason this is kind of huge, I want to go back to what Mr. Hart mentioned a moment ago. Back in 1983, some of you weren't even alive then. Back in 1983, I was 13 years of age, and I started a lawn and landscape business. My grandfather had sold his restaurant. He was mowing all kinds of lawns on his riding lawnmower. I was there for the summer. I'm like, hey, Grandpa, how much are you going to make this summer? He's like, oh, probably about $2,000, right? I'm like, wow, $2,000. That's like all the money in the world. Even the candy bars I could buy with $2,000. And actually, I was 12 at that time. So the next year, when I turned 13, I was excited about mowing grass and making money. And so my dad, he said, you know what? We actually got some commercial accounts, and it wasn't just lawns in the neighborhood. We had the Ace Hardware and a condominium association, and we bought a little John Deere 111 tractor, 2 push mowers, a couple backpack blowers, a couple weed eaters. Had to buy a trailer to haul all the stuff on, right? And so to start that little tiny lawn care business probably cost about $6,000, and that's in 1983. And that didn't even include the car that you had to have with a hitch to pull the trailer. And so $6,000 in 1983. Now I promise you, I couldn't go mow 4 lawns in the neighborhood and break even. That wasn't going to work. I wish that was the case. Hey, I mow these 4 lawns every week and pays for everything. I'm good to go. Here you can join the company for $49. When you go out there and get 3 or 4 customers, right, you are completely break even. And, with that little lawn care business, that little John Deere 111 tractor, the best I could do is make a few $1,000. Here, we got people earning multiple 6-figure incomes. And, again, we're just getting started. Give us some time here and we'll have our first 7-figure earners, right? And so, here, there's no, real cap on what you can make. It doesn't take capital to get started. It just takes ambition. Just ambition and a few names. Here people are the capital, and there's no lack of people. Last time I checked, the birth rate ain't going down. And so, again, when you compare what we do to any other kind of business out there, there's just no comparison. Now, here's our leadership bonus that we have. This is just absolutely massive for everybody all the way around. When you look at the old 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the people make 80% of the sales, 80% of the people make 20% of the sales. So let's talk about the 80% of the people in our company. We doubled the amount of money they can make on sale 1 and 2. Doubled it. And so for the 80%, this was doubling their pay on those first couple of sales they make. And you got to remember, some people, that's all they ever make is those first couple of sales. That's all they're ever going to do. And when they get to sale 3, it's the same money. So they made twice as much on sale 1, twice as much on sale 2, and then when they get to sale 3, it's the same money. But for the 80%, this was a pay raise. Now, for the 20% that are out there really, marching and, doing big things, and I want to be a Danny Segwinall and traveling all over the world and, building in multiple countries, and I want to be like Curtis Cross, driving the brand new Cadillac, and, I want to go out there and really get this thing done. For the 20%, this was a massive, massive, massive pay raise on several levels. When you look at the previous way that we did this, we said that, hey, on sale one, so if you're brand new in the company, on sale one, sale two, you had to pass that person up to your upline. So if you were to sponsor me into P2S Travel, and I realized the first two people I have to put in the business, I have to pass upline to my sponsor, David Hart. Do you think I'm looking to put my two best people in the business, or am I looking to put my two worst people in the business, right? I'm trying to think about, I don't want to put Ryan in. He's a go-getter. I want to put Greg in. I don't want to put Samantha in. I don't want to put, Daryl and Maria in because they're go-getters, right? I want to find somebody who I'm pretty sure will never, ever do anything, And so realize that sometimes when you get people started, you only have their attention for a very small moment in time. Yeah, because, life happens. People, they join with the best of intentions, just like New Year's Day was only 18 days ago, and people wrote a lot of New Year's goals with the best of intentions, right? And then here we are 18 days later. Hey, how are your New Year's goals? My what? They've already forgot, right? Life happened, right? The flat tire, the this, that, the kids, the bowl, the spring practice, the tryouts, and homework, and kids are back to school, and life happens. We get that. And so sometimes, and for many people on your team, for the 80%, you might only have their attention for a small moment in time. And so the small moment we have them paying attention. Do you want them going to their best people, or do you want them going to their worst people? And we were kind of creating this habit where people were trying to manipulate the system, put in two that would never do anything. Well, if they didn't get those two right away, and then they got distracted, they had some real winners they could have gone to. They had some people they could have gone to that would have gotten excited about P2S and came in here and did huge things, and your business would be exploding. The problem is they never went to those people because they didn't want to make their first two people the good people. They wanted their first two people to be people they thought would do nothing, and therefore, they were trying to find them, then they got distracted. And unfortunately, if we would have captured them at their highest moment of excitement, that's the time they joined. The moment somebody joins is their highest point of like, man, I'm excited, I want to do this thing, I'm committed, just like when people write the New Year's goals resolutions, that's their highest point of intent. And many people, January 1, January 2, January 3, January 4, put in some effort, began to do some things. And the same is true here. When they join the business, those first few days, they want to go out there, they start talking to people. But before, they weren't talking to the ones they thought would do something. They were trying to talk to the ones they thought would do nothing. And then if they get distracted, oh, my gosh, we just missed out. We just missed out. It was creating the wrong behavior. And so we said, we need to change that system up where, you're not passing up the first two. So we put in the coded bonuses. By the way, this is more regulatory correct around the world as you start doing business with all these various governments and how they perceive this or perceive that. They didn't perceive the previous model. They didn't like that one as much as they happen to like this one. So there's just many, many, many advantages here. Now, we introduced this again last week. And last week, we introduced the fact that if you were an ambassador and you went out there and made a sale, you could make $50 on a direct sale, and you could make $50 in code. So that would pay you $100. So if you were an ambassador in the company and you sold me a platinum membership, you can make $50 on the direct sale, and then you could pick up the $10 one-star code, the $10 two-star code, the $10 three-star code, the $10 four-star code, and the $10 ambassador code, giving you $100. However, if you're looking at the screen, you see it doesn't say 100, it says 110. So you might be thinking, oh, Todd, your slides are off here. No, actually, Mr. Hart made an announcement. And he did this actually with our, we were on a webinar with our Hispanic team the other day, with Spain and Colombia and Mexico and Miami and Peru and who knows. We were on that particular webinar, and Mr. Hart made an announcement. So I'm going to kind of defer to him to kind of talk about this announcement again. Not a little thing. It just keeps getting better. It was great last week. It was even better this week. So, Mr. David Hart, I'll throw it back over to you.
Yeah, so we got to keep clearing my throat here this morning. Anyway, so yeah, we added a new code into a new rank payout into the leadership bonuses, allowing somebody at the lower levels to continue to earn overrides as sales are being generated in their downline. So what does that mean? When you take a look at the leadership bonus here. What we've done here is that we've made it a level playing field, and we're going to continue to pay people as they produce. And if you make three sales of a platinum, in our plan here, you're going to make $150 actually make $160, because on your third person, you become a director and you pick up a $10 code, you make $160. Well, guys, three sales. You know what? There's, and this is normal across the space. There's, less than 17% of the people in the company ever do three sales. So we, in fact, gave, 83% of the company a pay raise when it comes to sales on the leadership bonuses, because, platinum level, you make three sales. Hey, you know what? Now you make $160. Before it was 25, and 100 at 150. So everybody got a pay raise, but we've done something here pretty magical. For example, let's say that I come into the business today and I bring Todd Strand into the business tomorrow. Well, Todd and I are at the same level. I get paid $50 on that commission for Todd coming into the business as platinum. Well, Todd goes out and he sponsors somebody in the business, and he sponsors Ryan. And I go, wow, I didn't earn any overrides on it because of the way the code is set up, and I wouldn't have earned overrides on the old plan. But all of a sudden I said, you know what? I need to get going. So what do? I go out and I make two sales and become a director in the company. Now I'm a director. And that means I have a new code. Todd goes out and makes another sale. Platinum sale, I make a $10 bill. Ryan goes out, he makes two sales. I make an override and I make a $10 sale on that. And that continues down through infinity levels. So with the way the plan is set up now, if you can always, even if somebody outpaces you that's below you in the business, you can continue to work the business. And when you rank above them, you're going to earn all those codes, those commissions on overrides on your entire group. The coded leadership plan that we have in place now allows you, as you build the business, to earn overrides off more people in your organization. And in our industry, there's a philosophy here that says that I'd rather earn a little bit off a lot of people's efforts. And that's what you're able to do here with the way that we set this plan up. It's set up, in a way that you can go out and earn a little bit of commission on a lot of people. And you know what? And J. Paul Getty, who was a billionaire in the early 1900s in the steel industry, and today he'd be the most wealthiest man in the world, to give you an idea of what that looks like today. But he said it best, I think. He said, I'd rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts versus 100% of my own effort. And this compensation plan, the coded model, as we break up the different ranks that we pay out in, allows you just to do that. So we did add a new level at the qualified partner 1, qualified partner 2, or director level, whichever level comes up first from where the sale was generated, is going to pick up an additional code. And that additional code allows you to leverage even deeper into your business. So with that, Todd, I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, in fact, Mr. Hart, not only did you give a pay raise to all of the qualified partners to directors, not only is it faster to get to the coded money, but it's a pay raise for everybody upstream as well. And let me take an example. If you were a 2-star director before this previous week, you were excited. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm a 2-star director. I get to earn $70 on a personal sale, and then I get to make $20 infinitely deep until somebody becomes a 1-star director. Then I get to make 10 infinitely deep until they become a 2-star director. Well, now, if I'm the same 2-star director, I get to say, wow, I get to make $80 on a personal sale, and now I'm making $30 infinitely deep until somebody goes out there and gets their 3 or 4. And then I'm making 20 infinitely deep until they become a 1-star director, and then I'm making 10 infinitely deep until they become a 2-star director. So it's not just a pay raise for the director, the qualified partner. It's not just helping people get to coded money faster, but it's in fact a $10 infinitely deep pay raise for everybody upstream, which anyone on this call, this webinar, if you're in this webinar this many minutes, you're probably somebody thinking you're going to be one of those 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars. Maybe not today, but tomorrow, maybe next month. And as you do, this is, again, a massive pay raise all the way up the stream. And so when you think about this, anyone's first goal when they join, if they're looking to make money, is to go out there and make, 3 or 4 sales. And of course, in our plan, when you make 3, 4 sales, that's going to put you at a break even if you happen to be a customer, because you're now earning more than you're spending. And that's the first goal of any business. If you buy a McDonald's, for $1 million, $2 million, your first goal, how do I get to break even? If you buy a Subway franchise and you go down to the bank, I want to borrow money to buy a Subway franchise. Whoa. What do you got to do to get break even? Everyone always wants to know, what do you have to do to get to break even? With us, it's super simple, 3 or 4 sales. But guess what? When you do that, you're now a qualified partner, a director. You are now coded to make money. And so as you bring other people on board, you don't just make the direct sale, you now make coded money on them infinitely deep until someone else does what you just did. But guess what? As they do that, if I go out there and I bring on Bob and I bring on Sally, and Bob and Sally go out and make 3 or 4 sales each, and they become qualified partners, guess what? I just became a 1-star director. Well, then as Bob and Sally become 1-star directors, I just became a 2-star director. And as Bob and Sally become 2-star directors, I just became a 3-star director. And as Bob and Sally become 3-star directors, I just became a 4-star director all the way up the line. Well, eventually I become an ambassador. And if I'm an ambassador, well, if I make a personal sale, I'm making $110 on a personal sale. Let's say that I go out and Samantha Gallagher buys a platinum membership from me personally. I make a $50 direct sales commission. I'm picking up $60 in code. The $10 director code, the $10 1-star code, $10 2-star code, 3-star code, 4-star code. It's $60 in code plus the 50 direct sales. Samantha Gallagher begins to build her business. I'm earning $60 in every platinum membership she sells infinitely deep until Samantha gets to the point that she has become a director or qualified partner. Now I'm making 50 infinitely deep until she becomes a 1-star. Now I'm making 40 infinitely deep until she becomes a 2-star. Now I'm making 30 infinitely deep until she becomes a 3-star. And when you start to look at that, you can now override the entire group, the entire base of your organization. It's no longer just the first 2 of the first 2, and everyone's trying to sabotage you, making sure they put 2 people in there that never do anything. There are people out there, I guarantee you will never earn 1 code off 1 person because I put in my cat and my dog. They're never going to make a sale. I promise you, you will never see 1 code. That was kind of what was going on before. And so you could make some fast money, but it just wasn't consistent. It wasn't to the depth of your organization. So what we did here, again, the checks just can become huge. When you look at the screen here on the right-hand side, we're showing the old way, where you can make money on someone's first sale, second sale, but nothing on their third sale. And when you look at the new way, which is on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see how those codes, whether they be $30 codes, $20 codes, through the infinite depth of your organization, right? That you can start tapping into that. And, just with as few as 25 sales a week, you could be adding up to $3,000 per month just in leadership money, fast start money. And so, again, this was a massive, colossal pay raise for everybody. Remember, for the 80% that only make 1, 2, and 3 sales, it was a pay raise for them. And for the 20% that are really out there trying to build a business in a big, big, big way, it is a massive, colossal, you can't even describe how big of a pay raise it was to them. And you took them from maybe a couple hundred a month to a couple thousand a month, okay? And that is a 2,000% increase. So, again, these are just more examples on the leadership bonus. I just described that a moment ago. If you're an ambassador, you make 110 on a personal sale. And then, if it was Samantha Gallagher, she starts to build her business. You're earning $60 per sale infinitely deep until she eventually becomes a qualified partner. Then you're making 50 infinitely deep until she becomes a 1-star. Then you're making 40 infinitely deep until she becomes a 2-star. And you can start as many legs as you want. There's no limit. So if you are somebody that's thinking, hey, I want to build this business in a big, big way, the single best activity you could be doing on a daily basis is determining how many people per day do I want to talk to. Don't marry yourself to the results, just marry yourself to the activity. Because consistent results do not produce, consistent activity does not produce consistent results. I'll say that again. Consistent activity does not produce consistent results, but consistent activity always produces success, okay? Because you could today go out and you talk to 5 people a day, 7 people a day, every day. Todd, I'm not getting hardly any results. You keep doing it every day, And then eventually you start to get a little result every day, and then bam, someone comes in and your business just takes off like a shotgun, right? So, and that's how it always happens. You just have to be consistent. Consistent activity does not produce consistent results, but consistent activity always produces success if you just stick with it long enough. What's long enough? When long enough's not, I did it for 2 weeks. No. I did it for 2 months. No. I did it for 2 years, 3 years, 5. Okay, now we're talking, right? It's consistent activity over a period of time. You got to think of this like college. You can't say, well, Mom, Dad, I went to college classes for 2 weeks consistent and I didn't get a degree. No. I went 2 months. I didn't get a degree. No. I went for a year. No. College is 4 years. And so take that same mindset here. I tell people all the time, if you'd spend 1/10 the amount of time, 1/10 the amount of energy and focus, 1/10 the amount of money, that's for sure. Cost 6 figures to go to college. Here, you can join for $49. So anyway, one fraction of the time, energy, and focus that you spend on college, the results are not even close. As what you can make in the form of, residual income, lifestyle, being able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, because you want. So again, this coded model is just absolutely massive, massive, massive as far as what it's going to do for people as you look down the road. Now, when you go back and you look at our just normal compensation program, and I just kind of want to kind of plan to review here. So our normal pay plan, what is your first goal? Well, my first goal is to go out there and make some sales. As I mentioned with our basic, if you get 4, you're now earning more than you're spending. With our platinum, it's 3, so we'll just stick with the number 4. If you get 4, right, you're now earning more than you're spending. You want to say that in kind of a poetic way? Get 4, pay no more. Okay, so first goal is to get 4. Well, if I can help my 4 get 4, I just became a 1-star director, making $400 to $700 per month. If I can help their 4 get 4, I just became a 2-star director, making a minimum of $1,500 per month in daily pay. But with the new leadership, right, the leadership code, I'm making $30 infinitely deep. And so they become a qualified partner or director. And then I'm making 20 infinitely deep, so I become a 1-star. And then I'm making 10 infinitely deep to become a 2-star. By the time I do that, I'm a 3-star, right? So again, as a 2-star director, I can be making $1,500 to $2,000 plus per month. So I got 4, I helped my 4 get 4, became a 1-star director, helped their 4 get 4, I became a 2-star director. If I can simply help one person in my left leg and one person in my right leg become a 2-star director, guess what? I just became a 3-star director, and I'm now car eligible. I can now go out and buy one of those brand new Mercedes like Danny Segwinal just did. I can buy a brand new Mercedes like Bryce just did. I can buy a brand new Mercedes like Eric Gilliam just did. I can buy a brand new Mercedes like Marie just did. I can buy a brand new Cadillac like Mr. Curtis Cross just did. I could drive a white BMW 6 Series M package like my wife's driving, right? She loves the car. I love the payment. And so, all I had to do was get one person in my left leg and one person in my right leg to do what I did. If you do a thing, you can teach a thing. And so that's all I did. And, man, now I'm car eligible. I'm a 3-star director. Well, if I can help one more person in each leg become a 2-star director, guess what? I'm now earning more than the average American in this country. Unfortunately, this slide got a little jizzled here. It's over $60,000 plus in income. So as a 4-star director, you're making $100 per day times 365 days. That's $36,500. By the way, on the leadership bonus, you could be earning much more. Some 4-star directors could be earning $2,000 a month. Some could be earning $3,000 a month. I played the low side of this, $12,000. Okay, you got the car bonus. That's $7,200. If you had 750 customers times a couple bookings, that's an extra $4,500. You are now over $60,000 in income. If you look at the average salary information for U.S. workers, I had there in the lower corner. Oops, I bumped the screen. You see that the average American worker is making $47,000. You are earning $60,000. Why? Because I went out and got 4, right? Pay no more. Help my 4 get 4. Became a 1-star director. Help their 4 get 4. Became a 2-star director. I helped 2 people in my left leg do that. 2 people in my right leg do that. And I'm now earning more than the average American worker in the United States. Well, if you can do that one more time, right, go out and help one more person, just one more, become a 2-star director. So you've done it a total of 3 2-star directors in your left leg, a total of 3 in your right leg. You just became an ambassador. And as an ambassador, your income is now over $100,000 per year. And this is historic. This has never, ever happened in our industry ever before. In fact, I can tell you right now, that as an ambassador, your volume is 15,000 in your left leg and 15,000 in your right leg. And 99% of the binary compensation programs out there, they pay you 10% on the one leg. So they don't pay you 11%, they don't pay you 9%, they don't pay you 10.5%. 99%, that is a fact, pay you 10%. That means that your check is $1,500 per month. It's not $1,480. It's not $1,520. This is not arbitrary. It's not a matter of opinion. It is a fact. They pay you $1,500 per month, $18,000 per year. We're going to pay you over $100,000 per year. And as you look to break down here on that leadership bonus, I left that at $1,000 per month. There will be many people like Mr. Curtis Cross who will be $3,000 a month. So that's not $12,000. That could easily be $36,000. You could have guys like Curtis Cross making $118,000, $120,000 per year as an ambassador. And so again, I'm playing kind of the conservative side. I'm going to have Mr. Hart go through these numbers, but I just want you to realize that again, it's over $100,000. And I can't wait for a lot of the other direct selling companies to go out and try to justify to their people why, if their company they're making $18,000 a year, and over P2S could be making $118,000 a year. Can you please explain the $100,000 difference to me? That's how historic this is. Every one of you need to realize that you are now the big dog on the block. You are now King Kong. You can go out there and kind of pound on your chest because we have something that nobody else has. We have a realistic way for people with a team of less than 400 people to go out there and create unbelievable lifestyle. And that's what this is all about, creating lifestyle. Because you can meet people who work like a dog. You can meet people, man, I'm working 3 jobs. I'm working 90 hours a week. I live at the office. I'm an attorney. I never come home. I'm billable hours. I'm on the verge of a heart attack, but I'm making great money, right? So they got to make great money, but they got no lifestyle. They make great money, but they got no life, right? So it's one thing to have a lot of money, but no time. That's no fun. You can meet people on the opposite side of that equation, right? Man, I got all the time in the world. Broke as a joke. Can't pay my bills. Don't even have cable, right? But I got time, right? Well, hey, having a lot of time and no money is also no bueno. And so the holy grail is if I have the money and the time to enjoy it. And that is what we are providing here at P2S in a way that no company in the history of our industry has ever done. And if you truly understand the context of that, I mean, this is historic, what Mr. David Hart has delivered here. It's historic. For our industry. I've been around this industry 25 plus years, so I might be a little more excited about the history than some of you, right? And you're like, man, why does he keep pounding on this issue? Because it is a massive issue. It is just now, I mean, that much more probable for that many people to go out and experience the life of their dreams. So with that, Mr. Hart, I want to bring you back in here because obviously this is something that you've been working on since day one in the engineering of our company here at P2S for the longest time. It was really about the 2-star director position, which was historic. I had to pay $1,500 to $2,000 per month. That was a big deal. No other company did that. And you've now taken it to not only the 2-star level, but a whole new level where people can quit their job, leave their corporate jail, and live an unbelievable life. So with that, Mr. David Hart, I throw it to you.
Well, thanks, Todd. You are on fire today. What a great presentation that you've given and articulated all the enhancements that we've done. And guys, when you look at our business model, you know, to go on and become a 1-star director in our business and earn, you know, $600 in BV in your weak leg and bring home $400 in residual income, well, that is unprecedented in our industry. Companies just don't do that. In fact, in the binary payout, you know, 600 in BV yields you somewhere between $60 and $90 a month in residual income. So we literally 5x that. And then when you look at the 2-star director level, you know, your next level in the company to hit, and this is where you're really starting to build some leadership in your group, and you got people, you know, doing the do along with you. You know, your residual income, just the residual side, you're at $1,500 in residual income in 2,000 in BV. Again, you know, in our industry, nobody does that. So we wanted a plan set up for the little guy to win. We've done that with the coded bonusing, the way that we positioned it now, much more fair. We have the lower levels are earning a great income. It's unprecedented in our industry to be able to get to that kind of income with that kind of volume. Typically, 2,000 in BV in your weak leg is going to yield you around $300 a month in residual income. Now, we've taken it to the next level in our compensation plan. It's the ambassador lifestyle, because we want to change people's lives and, in fact, help people, have control of not only money but time. And at the ambassador lifestyle, you can see how we outline the potential of somebody going out and being able to earn $100,000+ a year. Now, ambassador is a small team of 15,000 in BV and 2 separate legs. It's as little as 186 platinums in each leg. A very small team can get that done. You might be thinking, "Oh my gosh, that seems like a huge number, David." And I'm here to tell you, you know what? It's not about what you could do. It's about what you and what we can do. It's about what the team you put together does. If everybody just does a little bit and stays after it and gets out there and shares the opportunity, talks about our product, learns some disciplines on how to build our business, continues to improve on themselves and their ability to communicate with others, over a period of time, that ambassador rank can be hit. But you got to be willing to go after it. But when you look at the ambassador lifestyle and all that we have laid out here for you, one of the enhancements that you'll be hearing more and more about here this year is the ambassador trip to the corporate office, where you're going to get 7 days. We're gonna actually put you up in the Big Bear corporate retreat up in Big Bear in the cabin. Beautiful place. Go spend 4 days there, 3 days in wine country. We're gonna give you $1,000 in airline credit to get out here to California. And you're gonna spend 7 days in California. What a great vacation place to come to and spend some time. Come visit the corporate offices, get interviewed, take a picture, get your name, your plaque on the wall of the corporate offices. It's a great marketing piece for you and your team. And so these are some of the benefits that we're going to be, that we're doing here at an ambassador level. So are we excited at that? Absolutely. A lot of big push for people to go ambassador in our company. Absolutely. Why is that? Because, guys, it's a 6-figure year income. You can literally go out and make 6 figures a year with a small team as an ambassador in our company. Now think about this. What about some of these countries, these outlining countries where, $100,000 US dollars a year, like in Colombia or in Madagascar or other parts of the world where, wow, that's like they're making $250,000 a year. And so we're excited about what we have. My goal has always been to impact people's lives in a positive way, leave a legacy and an opportunity for people to get involved with our company in the largest industry in the world, show them how to travel for pennies on the dollar, and then help impact people's lives financially as they go out and share the P2S travel opportunity. So we've done that. We're constantly innovating. Our company, we're an innovator. I mean, our competition's not doing this. And I believe that you have to stay in the forefront in the MLM space because there is a lot of competition. There's companies starting up every single day. There's companies out there. And you know what? Because there's so many different opportunities for people to get involved in, you know what? It's a game changer. We just put together a plan with a smaller team so people can actually buy back their time and have control of their finances. So, and I believe that the ambassador, just being an ambassador, it's just the start. I know that, coming soon is going to have multiple 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star presidential ambassadors and chairmen. I know that that's coming, that day's coming. So, my question is always this: who's next? Who wants it? Who's going to be there? So it's ready. It's available. Our products make sense in the marketplace. There's tremendous value. Our compensation plan is going to pay the little guy to win. It's going to pay those people that want to push forward and go ambassador. So, you know what? My question is always this: who's next? Who's coming next? So with that, Todd, I'll throw it back to you.
All righty, Mr. David Hart. And as you mentioned a moment ago, obviously we're talking about ambassador here. And again, it was just helping 3 people in your left leg and right leg go 2-star. Well, if you do that one more time, and you're not doing it by yourself. And you now got 3 2-stars in your left leg and 3 2-stars in your right leg. They try to do what you did. And as they do what you did, next thing you know, you got 6 2-stars in your left leg, 6 2-stars in your right leg, and now you're a 1-star ambassador. And As a one-star ambassador, your income could be 130, 140. I mean, who knows? I mean, higher. And then you become a two-star ambassador and on up the way. You're now going on all the we trips because you left your corporate jail. You're no longer, it's just a great term, by the way, corporate jail. And that's where you got to drive to work the same way every day and suck out the tailpipe of the car in front of you. And you show up to a building with someone else's name on it. They tell you what time to start, what time to go to lunch, what time you can leave. Can you go on vacation? Can I go to the bathroom, please? Please, no, not yet. Wait 5 more minutes. It's like you're living someone else's life. You're building someone else's dream. They pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. Therefore, you work just hard enough to keep from being fired. And you think you're going to find prosperity somewhere in this equation. No. So we give people an alternative here where, you can go do this and leave the corporate jail, and now you're going on all the we trips. And as people see you going from one resort to the next resort to the next resort, you're going to start attracting to you even more people. I'm like, what are you doing? You live your life on vacation. Yeah, that's true. I got this little thing going. You probably wouldn't be interested. No, I'm interested. Nah, I don't want to bother you. No, please. They're now begging you to come over and give a presentation. They're begging you to come over and put them in the business, right? And you start attracting better people. And then your team just gets bigger. And so, again, it's a cycle here. By the way, when you look at the breakdown of this, our leadership bonus is something brand new in here. Also, our ambassador pool is something brand new in here. The company took 3% of the gross sales of the initial membership. And we figured that pool is going to be somewhere between $1,300 and $1,800 per month. We kind of took it down the middle, made it $1,500 in this. But if you're an ambassador, you get 1 share. If you look at Eric Gilliam, who, by the way, last April, was just a 2-star director. By August 31st, he's a 4-star ambassador. And again, that's not the typical experience, but again, it shows you what's possible. 5 months to go from 2-star to a 4-star ambassador. And so Eric, he's sitting there with 5 shares of the pool, right? My wife and I, 5 shares of the pool. And so if you're getting the $1,500 per share and you're getting 1 share for ambassador, 2 shares as a 1-star ambassador, 3 shares as a 2-star ambassador, 4 shares as a 3-star ambassador, 5 shares as a 4-star ambassador. Our goal now is, hey, how do we become presidential ambassadors? I want 7 shares, right? You're picking up $1,500 a share. So as you rank advance, not only are you going to be earning more money in the daily pay, but you're going to be earning more with the ambassador pool itself. So again, we're going to have people making just phenomenal income, living phenomenal lives. By the way, we talked about the ambassador trip to the home office. When you come out here and with videoing you and the professional photographers, we want to hold our ambassadors up as the shining examples of people around the world, because when people see you do it, they think, man, if you did it, then I can do it. And, man, they see you living the life, man, I want to live that life. And they see you with all the glamour photos and being interviewed by the company and held up as one of the examples. People are hearing your story, and we're going to help you craft your story and tell your story and with the lights and the camera and the makeup and making you look great, right? And people see that you're going to a photo shoot. You're going to a photo shoot? And that's the kind of, we want to make you the envy where people, they want to be you right now. A bonus the company announced here just recently is our Perfecto bonus, And this is nothing more than if you can get 3, who get 3, okay? If you get 3, who get 3? We have a bonus. It's a $400 bonus. It's $200 in cash, $200 in free travel. And this bonus is on top of the other bonus that we announced, where if you go out there and you get 20, brand new people in the business between now and the first, you got to do it 45 days before the we trip you want to go on. But if you go out there and you get 20 people between now and then, you actually get the trip for free. You got to pay for the airfare, but the trip itself will be included. And there's no reason. We're January. It is January the 18th. The first trip isn't until June. Then there's a trip in July. Then there's a trip in the fall. There's no reason, every one of you, if you're not out there talking to 7 people per day, and I'm using a higher number here because I believe this group's a little more, if you've been on this webinar for over an hour, you're a little more serious about the business. You could be talking to 7 people a day. Now, I didn't say give 7 one-on-one presentations. I'm talking about hitting 7 people up. When I say hit 7 people up, it's nothing more than going out there and finding out who might be open to taking a look at what it is we do. Do you like to travel? If I could share, never ever have to pay for hotel rooms ever again would be that the kind of thing you might want to know more about. Do you keep your options open to making money outside of what it is you currently do for a living? Even people you don't know on Facebook, I kind of shared a couple scripts with you where you can hit people up and say, hey, I see you live in Champaign, Illinois. Guess what? I'm expanding my business there. And I just didn't know if you might be open to looking at what we're doing. If not, no big deal, right? I mean, it's very, very simple, very unthreatening. You didn't mention anything about the company, nothing about travel. You didn't send the links. You didn't like, this is the greatest thing in the world. No, just little feelers that you could put out there very simply every day. You could literally do 20, 25 of those in the next, 15, 20 minutes. And as you just consistently do that over time, plus you're talking to people you bump into, plus you're making a prospect list, plus you're doing this, plus you're doing that, you're getting the law of large numbers on your side. And trust me, people love to travel. They don't like to travel. They love to travel. And when they realize, man, I can earn free travel at P2S, I can go to the hotel site, create a free account in 18 seconds. I can share it with my friends and family. They save money. I earn free travel. My gosh, I can join the company and go to some of the nicest resorts in the world for $1 per day. Oh, my gosh, these weed trips are unbelievable. My gosh, look at the compensation program. If I get 4, I pay no more. I help my 4 get 4, I'm making $4,700 a month. Help their 4 get 4, I'm making $1,500 to $2,000 per month. If I help one person, my left leg, right leg do the same thing, I'm driving a brand new Mercedes. If I help one more person, I'm earning more than the average American worker. If I do that one more time, I'm an ambassador making 6 figures per year. That is going to attract people if you're out there sharing it. The only secret to the business is don't keep it a secret. That's it. The only secret to the business is don't keep it a secret. It is January the 18th. January 1 was just 18 days ago. If you did not sit down and do some dream building with your spouse, I encourage you to do that this weekend. This should be fun. Your spouse, significant other, right? This is a fun activity. We just showed you some amazing things, and we're not done. We haven't even done the branding yet. You haven't even heard about something else I know about that I'm dying to tell you, right? I mean, there's other things Mr. Hart has planned. We are not done. And again, when you look at the totality of what we're doing here, there's none of you on this webinar that could not go, in fact, go out and make some of your dreams come true in 2020 if you just do a couple simple things. And number one, hey, make the goals, build the dream board, because reasons come before answers. You got to have the why. You got to have that why you want it so bad you can taste it. You got the why, man, I'm going to be one of them ambassadors. I don't care what it takes. And you always find out that when you make a decision, an actual decision, that, it's going to happen. Now, most people, they don't really make a decision. Well, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, that's not a decision. When you make a decision and you decide you are, in fact, going to become a 2-star, you decide you are, in fact, going to become an ambassador. I mean, it's not an if, it's not a maybe. I don't know how long it's going to take. Well, I'll give it 90 days. That's not a decision. Well, I'm going to give it, that's not a decision. I will be one of those. I don't know if it's going to take me a year, 2 years, or 10 years, but I will, in fact, be one of those people. Not if, not maybe, I will be. I will talk to 7 people a day. I will talk to 25 a day. I will do whatever it takes. I will, in fact, when you make a decision, nothing will stop you. Just decide you will, in fact. You won't look to the left. You won't look to the right. You're not doing this, well, I'll give it a shot. I mean, that's weak. No, you, in fact, decide. When you decide I'm going to climb this mountain, and right, you'll soon see me at the top or dead on the side, but I'm not coming back, you'll also be surprised how many of the people are willing to join you when they see the commitment, when they see the fire in your eyes, when they see that, man, you know the way. I'm going with or without you. I'd love you to come with me, but if not, hey, I am going. I am not doing this anymore. I'm going to go do we trips and I trips. I'm going to go become a 2-star. I'm going to go become an ambassador. That is what I am going to do. Would love you to come with me. When people see that you are leaving the train with or without them, you're not like, well, what do you think? Should we? I mean, what do you think? I mean, no. When they sense your conviction, when they know you're convicted and you're leaving without them, you'd be surprised how many people are now willing to come along with you. Because most people are looking for a leader that knows the way. They're looking for a leader that knows the way. And if you just say, you know what, I am going, and I can start with a little, dream building this weekend. If you haven't done it, writing the goals down, get it up on the walls everywhere as a reminder, because it's easy to forget. It's easy to be excited January 1. Easy to be excited after you hear Todd and Mr. Hart giving all the great stuff, right? You write it all down, post it up everywhere to keep you focused. Then it's about activity. Every day, minimum of 2, ideally 7 to 25 if you're really thinking I want to be one of those Danny Sequinel types, conquering continents, opening up countries, right? So just get out there, talk to lots of people, and magic can happen for you. So, hey, with that, we're going to bring this webinar, this call to a close. I know we've been on here a long time, an hour, 21 minutes. You guys are troopers. Again, unbelievable announcements on top of the unbelievable announcements last week. and we're not even done. There's more stuff coming. So, hey, with that, it's Saturday. Make sure you go out there and talk to some people today. It's Saturday. Make sure you've done the goals and the dream board. It's Saturday. Know that tomorrow's Sunday. And tomorrow night, 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock if you're on the East Coast, 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning if you're in the UK. We're going to have one of the best in the entire business, Mr. Curtis Cross. He'll be on here giving the presentation. He's a travel aficionado. He articulates it in a way that's just so incredible. A documented 7-figure earner. Again, tomorrow night, all you have to do is invite people. Hey, what are you doing Sunday night, 6 o'clock? Anything that might be worth $100,000 to you this year? Anything? Right? So get them on the webinar. Monday night, we have our corporate update call. Tuesday night, we have a dual event. We have our corporate update call in Espanol, and we have our presentation, also the webinar, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock East Coast. So, hey, have a great weekend. Appreciate all of you being here. God bless. Bye, everybody.